Hey basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to be talking to you about different ball control exercises that you can do so that you can palm the ball better, but also be able to shoot the ball better, dribble the ball better, pass the ball harder, everything like that. The wrists are extremely important, and same as your fingers. So let's look at the shot really quick. When you're shooting that ball, you are flicking that wrist. When you're dribbling that ball, you are keeping your wrist super tight and extending your elbow. And then when you're catching that ball, or when you're trying to rip that ball from an opponent, you're going to need those fingers, but those fingers also tie into shooting as well. You don't want your fingers to be all loose when you're shooting. You want them to be able to stay stiff and then flick down with your middle finger pointing down, because you want that ball to go off the middle finger. Now I'm getting into shooting mechanics, and we're not doing that in this video. So number one is you're going to want to get one of these things. These are little things that slide. You squeeze them in and you slide them onto a barbell. This one's a bit small. You can get them bigger, and you want to start small and of course get larger. It's just one of those things. The more you work out, the stronger equipment you're going to need. But basically what this is for your wrist. Now you can use one of those anger management type of balls, the stress balls. You could also use a bin of sand and just go in and squeeze and let go, squeeze and let go. But I find everyone, if you're working out, has one of these at least, and just go and squeeze, and whatever you do with one hand, you're also going to be doing with the next hand. And this is something that I would say to do every other day. And then whatever you do in one direction, like I have always said, if you're working your biceps, you also want to work your triceps. You want to do the exact opposite, which then comes in with a very strong, small elastic band. Now this is something that you can get off of your newspaper even, so you don't have to go out and buy anything. And what you're going to do is fit it around your fingers like this and just extend your fingers out. And of course, you can do the same exact thing in a bin of sand. Put your hand in and squeeze out. Hand in, squeeze out. But I find the elastic band works a lot better. But if you don't have an elastic band and you've got a sandbox for like a little brother or something, you can do that as well. But this is something you can do every other day as well. And both of these exercises are going to be making your fingers stronger and also your wrists stronger as well. And this is something that you want to do with both hands as well. And this is going to really, really elevate your game after doing this for like 2 weeks or 4 weeks. This is really going to elevate your game because you're going to be able to control that ball so much better. And then into the last exercise. This is an exercise that I've mentioned quite a few times. I've mentioned it with a 20-pound weight, but I always suggest going small. This is a 5-pound weight, and basically what you're doing here is working your forearms. That's what this whole exercise is about. So what we're going to do is you can stand, you can sit, and if you're sitting, hopefully you get this on camera. If not, I'll do it a little bit higher, but you're just basically extending your wrist up. So you're basically going like this. On the table, you can have your forearm on the table and extend up. And then you can also do it standing as well. And all you're going to do is arm 90 degrees, and then just lifting your weight up with just your wrist. And this is really going to be working that forearm muscle so that you can catch that ball. And then whatever you do on one side, you also want to do on the other. So this is just for your wrists and your forearms. And this is going to be working that forearm muscle. And this is really going to elevate your ability to shoot that ball, pass that ball, and also dribble that ball much harder and faster. And whatever you do on one side, you also want to do on the other side. You always want to even out your workouts. If you do 10 reps on one side, you want to do 10 reps on the other side. Now there's also 2 strategies that you can go with these exercises. So the first strategy is by just simply doing 30 seconds, resting for 30 seconds, and basically doing that 3 times in a row. Or you can do what I would say start like that later on, or you can, if you find that's too easy, basically go until exhaustion, but keep track of the time. So let's say you go for exhaustion, but you're keeping track of the time. That's a minute 10 on your left hand. You want to do the exact same on your right hand. Always start with your weak side first and then go to your strong side. That way you don't go for 3 minutes on your right side, you get to your left side and you can only do a minute 10. Now that right side is just getting stronger and the left side is still getting stronger, but not as strong as the right side. There's still going to be that inequality or unequalness between the two hands. You want to be evened out on both sides. So always start with your weak side and then go to your strong side. These are great drills and exercises that you can do to help you dribble a basketball faster and harder, shoot farther and better and in more control, and pass the ball better. If those are some of the things that you want to improve on, doing these exercises every other day will help you. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.